Hi guys, it's Angie and Ambrose here today, and we are going ahead and starting to take out our Pinky Winkies out of our containers for our move. We still have a couple of hydrangeas in containers that cannot be taken. We have two of them, the Pinky Winkies, that are in blue containers. Ambrose over there trying to cut around it. We can't take those because they're made out of wood. We've had them for a long time, and I think they're gonna collapse if we even try to move them. They might not be good anymore. Had to get rid of them. So
definitely we wanted to try to do this before we move and before they start to flower. Unfortunately, they're starting to flower already.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate because we're probably going to disturb them a little bit, but we're going to get them in some other containers so it's easier to transport them and put them in a trailer or however we're going to transport them. We don't want them to go into shock. We don't want to move them into some containers here because they're made out of wood, and I think they're liable to just break open at any moment now. We've had these for what, 3 years now?
3 years in there.
The rain, the elements, we're just afraid that with the move they're probably just going to bust open. So we're just going to move into containers and hopefully they'll do a lot better. Now
before we start getting them out of here, we're going to let you know what we learned about having them in this section over here. It's full sun. Last year we didn't get to enjoy them in their further flower. We didn't get to enjoy their flower because first of all, we had these in the front porch and they did amazing. They were still babies. They didn't give such a show, but they were still nice, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Second year we moved them back here because we were experimenting and we wanted to know how they would do. Around this time of year they were already producing their blooms. They're one of the first ones to actually start blooming, the Pinky Winky Hydrangea, these panicles. But we started noticing that after the rain and the rain, much rain, and then this sun that we have, we're 8A, zone 8A, North Carolina.
Yep.
What does the sun do here?
Definitely just burns them and toasts them, so you get all these nice crinkly looking leaves that just don't look that great.
So the beginning of this bloom right here that you see looks so pretty, and then it just crunches all that up. So, and you lose the bloom.
In order to avoid that, like I said, we're going to put them in different containers, get them ready for transport. We're going to move them into some shade so they're doing well until we actually move. We're going to a zone 7, so they should do fairly well with that type of sun and produce some nice, beautiful flowers there. So
we're going to go ahead and put them on the east part of our home. That way they can get morning sun and afternoon shade. So let's get going. Let's go ahead and let's get them out of there. Let's see how hard this is going to be.
All right guys, we're gonna go ahead and move these out real quick and show you exactly what we're gonna put them in after we're done with it.
Okay guys. So guys, it seems like it was a little bit easier than what we thought. Ambrose was actually able to just take them out really quickly. And there you go.
Alright guys, so as you can see, this is a huge root. Just lost some of it there, but unfortunately, like I said, it's what we got to do if we want to keep these around. Those things are probably going to snap.
Show them those blooms.
But it's got some great, beautiful blooms already going, as you can see that. Very excited to get these moved. Like I said, these are huge. We've had these for 3 years now, and they're just doing outstanding. They've grown over time and time again with thicker stems. If you've seen our hydrangea pruning video, and we prune these guys down pretty good, and this is what we have. So always a good prune job on these. If you want to learn how to prune these, just definitely go check out that video. You'll know exactly what we're talking about. We're going to get these into some containers so that way they're growing pretty good, and try to preserve some of these roots here. Alright guys, now it's time to do the second one. Hopefully this one's just as easy as the last one. So kind of glad we got this one out. Just noticed that there's a whole ant colony. Not really an ant colony, but there's quite a bit of ants that were in here. So I'm glad we're going to get this one moved out. We'll probably put it in the next container and spray them just to make sure that the ants
around this time is when we get a lot of ants, and we have to be treating for that.
But as you can see, this one has a lot more roots than the other one. I mean, the other one still had a lot of roots, but this one has a well-developed system of roots. It's kind of getting root bound, so You saw it when we took it out, it's kind of squared up. So we're gonna go ahead and put this one in the container as well, and try to get it from stopping the root bound in the system here. We're just gonna knock some of this dirt off so the roots are a little loose, and we get it in the new container and they spread out how they want to. All right guys, so we went ahead and wet the soil down before we put them in these containers. And we're gonna add some Espoma biotone starter to it. That way these roots get a good amount of mycorrhiza in it. That helps the roots establish and helps them spread and provide more nutrients to the plant. Being that we're just kind of transplanting these plants, taking them out of a bigger container, putting them into something that's similar size, but we disturb the roots, so we want to use the biotone to get those roots from getting the plant to go into shock. So we're just going to add about a cup full of that biotone starter in here, so that way hopefully it doesn't affect them too bad, and they'll continue to produce these blooms throughout the summer. And once we get them moved over, it's going to be a lot of disturbance to them, because we may put them in the ground once we get to the new house, but we're unsure yet of what we're going to do. It just depends on what kind of yard we get and what we're going to end up going with there.
We would love to wait maybe till the end of summer when it's getting a little bit more cooler, but we don't know yet.
Yeah.
We'll see once we get there.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and get these in the new containers as well. Alright guys, so one thing I forgot to mention about these hydrangeas is most hydrangeas, their roots only live about 6 inches from the surface. They do go deeper, but they get most of their nutrients and water from the top level of the surface. Hence the reason why they need a lot of water, because they absorb most of the water and the nutrients from the very top of the soil. That's why you have to continuously water these guys thoroughly and make sure they get plenty of water. They don't like to sit in any in water, but they love to be watered. So you got to really give them a good watering. We usually for about 5 minutes just run the hose over it, make sure they get plenty of water. But like I said, these are shallow rooted plants. Most hydrangeas are, and they get most of their nutrients and water from the top of the roots here.
Okay, so we went ahead and we're done with them. We're gonna go ahead and put them on the front of the house by the east part of the home, where we have, what is it, the Zinfandels right now, the Zinfandel hydrangeas.
Yeah, they don't get a full amount. They get a good morning sun, not so much in the afternoon. So the house kind of blocks the sun there, so they'll be able to produce their flowers without getting burnt and stuff like that.
Yeah, today actually something came up where somebody had asked me about their scent. In the beginning, I've noticed that the panicles have a very sweet smell to them. It doesn't last very long, but it does give you that slight little scent for just a little bit of time. So just a little something for y'all to know about. If y'all ever get some of these, or y'all have some and y'all smell something very sweet, it's them in the beginning. They have a little scent to give out.
So that's pretty much going to do it for the video, guys. Like I said, we just want to get these out. This is the beginning of our move. These are some of the first plants we're getting out of the ground or out of some other containers, getting them ready for shipping. We have plenty of stuff we need to work on.
Well, we'll be mulching them. We didn't mention that, guys. Yes. Mulch them real good if y'all end up either getting some new ones or transplanting them.
And like I said, with the mulch, it helps retain that water in the top level of the soil to get those roots plenty of water. That's one thing we did forget to mention, and I'm glad you brought that up because I would have forgot. But that's going to do it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button as well, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
Bye, guys.